at the end of the day, unless something dramatic happens with witnesses who are still to come, the position of the evidence leaders, at the very least, will be that the payments coming out of the SAPS contract were proceeds of crime. Don't know if you are aware of this, but SAPS cancelled that contract on grounds of fraud and corruption. And we've already seen some evidence of corruption, and our investigators have seen others. Now, if the payments coming out of the contract are proceeds of crime, there are issues of money laundering that arise. And I want to put to you a series of factors that you need to consider. And then I'm going to ask you if there's anything that you want to say in response to that. So the various factors, and I'll run through them. You don't have to, I'll tell you where I'm going all the way to the end so that you can understand the question. I don't want to be unfair on you. The first is that we know that SAPS cancelled the contract on grounds of fraud and corruption. The second is that you knew that Mr. Matlala had access to people inside SAPS who would furnish him with payment screens and other internal SAPS documents. The third is that you knew that Mr. Matlala wanted your assistance inter alia because he thought you had access to people inside SAPS and the minister who could influence matters relating to his contract. The next factor is that you knew Mr. Matlala was reported as having been involved in widespread tender fraud at Tembisa Hospital. You also knew that he was alleged to have been involved in the murder of Babita Deokaran, who was trying to expose that fraud. Now, if the contract was in fact procured by fraud and corruption, then the proceeds of that SAPS Medicare 24 contract are proceeds of crime. And that raises an issue under Section 5 of POCA, the Prevention of Organized Crime Act. What Section 5 says is that a person commits a criminal offense, a money laundering offense, if they ought reasonably to have known that certain amounts were proceeds of crime, and if they conclude a transaction which is likely to have the effect, and I'm quoting, of concealing or disguising the nature, source, location, disposition, or movement of those proceeds, or any interest which anyone may have in respect thereof. Now, one of the many issues which this Commission is going to have to consider at the end of the day is whether to recommend money laundering prosecutions under Section 5 of POCA against either yourself, Mr. Matlala, or Mr. Mamela, arising to the payments that were sent to Lutaga via Tamiz. And in fairness to you, I think you need to be given an opportunity to say what you have to say, to persuade the Commission why it shouldn't make that recommendation, why it shouldn't regard the channeling of Medicare 24 payments and proceeds to Lutaga via Tamiz as a contravention of the money laundering offense in Section 5 of POCA. So is there anything you would want to say in that regard?
Counsel, I had not done this with any intention of committing any fraud. I just got caught in a web of people. I was just doing my business as a businessman. I looked at opportunities. I saw these opportunities. I took them. Yes, obviously I made a bad choice after. But I'm saying at no point did I ever want to be part or promote any of these that you are raising. And for me, these were business transactions. I went into business. I thought I was doing it with honorable people. And yes, maybe it was not the case, but at no point did I ever want to be part of any wrong that is or that was being happening. As far as the SAPS contract is concerned, when he brought me these letters, I never knew that there was underhand stuff done there. So once you have an appointment letter, all processes were followed. For me, it was a business transaction. I looked at the opportunity. I saw the opportunity. As a businessman, I took the opportunity. Yes, I should have picked up my guard when my people were being removed and not removed. But at that point, I was already into the contract. I needed to salvage something. I needed to grab onto something, my money. For me, I just wanted to get my money. And at some point, I even said to Mr. Matlala, if I could just get my capital back and you continue with this, because this is not going to work for me. We're struggling to get payments. You keep on complaining. You keep on having issues. I can't do this. And obviously, with the Brown Mkhotsi issue, it just became too much. But yes, that's what I have to say.
Can I ask another question in relation to these to the periods where you had some sight of financial affairs inside Medicare 24?
Mr. Justice, I had wanted to just clarify some facts about this Tamiz payment. Can I do that now, or you'd rather go where you're going with that?
Certainly,
moving
Commissioner.
too far from
In
it.
fact, what I was going to do with, what I was going to ask Mr. Carrim to do, and I actually forgot, was to locate those payments for you so that you actually understand when the payments were made, when the payments and the like. If that would be helpful, I can do.
Please do that, because that's what I wanted to clarify.
Sorry, Mr. Carrim, we have done this right at the beginning, but I'm going to ask you to do it again. Can we just clarify that the first payment from Medicare to Tamiz was a 1.5 million payment on the 4th of February 2025?
Yeah.
On the same day, Tamiz paid 500,000 to Lutaga.
Yeah.
Chair, we have this in the bundle. Perhaps we can just follow it in the bundle. Can the witness be taken to the document in the bundle
Sorry, document?
that you're referring to, which shows the payment?
Oh, yes, it's pages 473 and the. Sorry, let me get a.
And is that file 2 of 2?
That is file 2 of 2.
That's on 469.
I have 473. I have. I mean, there is a table of payments from Tamiz to Lutaga elsewhere in the bundle, but the specific payments that we're talking about are on bank statements that are on 473 to begin with.
Are you there, Mr. Carrim?
Yes.
Sorry.
Page 500, is that the summary you're looking for?
500 is a summary of all payments to Lutaga from Tamiz. The last two payments of those, 4th of February and 22nd of March, are the two payments that come out of Medicare payments. Is that correct, Mr. Curry?
Yes.
And the Medicare, that's page 500, and the Medicare payments in question are the 1.5 million payment on the 4th of February, which is page 473,
Yeah.
and a second payment of 1 million which was made on the 17th of March, which inexplicably is not included in the bundle because the relevant bank statement jumps from the 21st of February to the 22nd of March. So, but I think it's common cause that that is the second payment on the 17th of March. What we can do is we can just make the missing, it's a single page bank statement, we can make that available to Mr. Carrim and his legal team if they need it.
And ask my question, the clarification that I wanted. So you paid Mr. Maumela from the very first payment that you got from Mr. Matlala?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes.
That's what you did. Now, and you explained that you paid because Mr. Matlala and Mr. Maumela were putting you under pressure. They kept calling, make payment. And do I recollect your evidence properly?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you look at, we're back to the WhatsApp messages, and I just want to locate your evidence in these WhatsApp messages. So at page 5, starting at page 5, but it overlaps to the next page of those messages, is that screenshot that shows payments will be made. And then Mr. Matala says to you, you can send account number. You see where I'm reading?
Yeah.
Okay, at page 6. And then at page, at the bottom, something is sent to you. And then at page 7, right at the top, you say received. This is on the 4th at 15:13. You see that, received. As I understood it, you were confirming received payment. Okay. And then that is at 15:13. Then you have a call, again at 15:13 still. And the next time you say Morgan is sorted, it's 15:17. At which point do you say Mr. Matlala and Mr. Maumela were each calling you, pressuring you to pay?
No, this was before these payments came, before he paid me.
Yes.
We were talking on not exactly on this day. I'm saying before the payment come, Mr. Maumela was putting pressure on Mr. Matlala. At the same time, Mr. Matlala then says to him, he must call me. He was calling me as well. I said, the payment's not there. There's no money yet. I can't pay if there's
But
no
why
money.
would Mr. Matlala say he must call you when he knows you don't have payment yet? It doesn't make sense.
Yes, but he kept on telling him that. He said, no, speak to Carrim, speak to Carrim. And then Morgan would call me and say, when is the payment happening? When is the payment happening? Because Matlala said to Morgan, I have the inside information, supposedly. So that's why Morgan kept on calling, when is the money coming? I need the money. When is the money coming? I need the money.
So even before you received payment, you had
Yeah,
agreed?
they knew already that payment is coming.
Yeah, I'm asking a different question. Even before you received payment, even before Tamiz received payment from Medicare, you had already agreed that it would work this way, this scheme would work. You would pass on money to Mr. Matlala, to Mr. Maumela.
Yes,
Even
the
before
discussion
you received
started.
payment.
Yes, the discussion started before the payment came in. They were putting pressure before the payment. They wanted to convince me before the money comes in. They wanted to convince me that I must pay this money.
So your answer is, before the money came in, there was already an agreement that
Yes.
you're going to do this. All right, thank you.
Mr. Carrim, I just want to deal with the issue of that limited period where you had people with some sight into Medicare accounts. And your rough estimate of that period is July, August 2024. And then again, possibly the month of September, maybe spilling into October.
Under correction, might be October or November, December. We just need to clear.
Sure. Did anyone ever report to you that payments have started to flow? And I want to play open cards with you because
Yes, they did tell me payments were coming in. At that time, Mr. Matlala didn't want to pay me. He then said to me, he's just trying to recoup some of his investment that he'd already put into the site establishment. So he was already getting paid, yes.
So you knew he was already getting paid, but you essentially cut him some slack.
Well, he asked for a breather, yes, for 1 or 2 payments, just to recover.